Hello peoples, my name is ALBE and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships. In this one we'll be taking out the Tier 7 light cruiser, the Fiji, and we'll be seeing what she can do. Let me just tell you, this is a fun match. This is the replay. I don't really have any luck with capturing live gameplay. It's just easier to play the game, and like the first couple matches I posted at World of Warships were kind of me not talking a lot just because I was concentrating. So doing a replay, it's a lot easier to concentrate on what's going on. Anyway, a little bit about the Fiji. It's a Tier 7 light cruiser, 12 152mm guns, only fires armor piercing. AA kind of sucks. I accidentally have them turned off. The AA turned off right now. I don't know. I guess I just fat finger the keyboard at some point. That happens a lot in this game, at least for me. I fat finger the keyboard a lot. Anyway, the Fiji has 31,400 health with the B hull. Not a lot of health for a Tier 7 cruiser, but it makes up for it with the sheer firepower of these nice 12 152mm guns. With the AP on this thing is pretty good. Against destroyers, it's absolutely devastating. Cruisers, broadside, is also very vulnerable to these guns. In the beginning of the match, I really have no idea where to go. My team does not really have any concise direction of where it's going, so I'm just kind of like, maybe I should meet up with this other cruiser on the other side of the island. Then I quickly realized, like, okay, well, I'm probably going to get spotted by either a destroyer or those bombers, so I kind of probably want to get away from this area before I get citadeled. Honestly, no one knows what they're doing at this point. I think about going B, but then quickly realize, you know what, I think I'm just gonna go to A. But anyway, the Fiji, yes, the Fiji. It is a really good ship, really thin armor. This thing will not stop anything. Maybe at an angle, maybe the 152mm guns striking the very thin 114mm Citadel armor might bounce. Although the armor layout's a little weird on this ship. So the Citadel, all of the Citadel is 100% underwater on this ship. It's all underwater, below the waterline, and at close range you cannot Citadel this ship. It will pass right through. But it has a 114mm plate right in the center of this ship's broadside. That's enough to activate the armor-piercing fuses of ship's AP, and you'll eat full penetration damage of shells. So that's a little bit of a bummer on this ship. But if you're angled, all ships have to do is shoot at your bow to penetrate you anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But that's why this ship has amazing maneuverability. As you saw, I was able to maintain a speed of over 30 knots in the middle of a turn without losing anything. Without losing any substantial amount of speed. And by the way, I don't know how I made it out of that situation alive. I was honestly cringed, expecting at any point to be destroyed by citadels. Like, I was just expecting to lose 3/4 of my health. But somehow, I didn't. So, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt and go over to Alpha to try to see what these two destroyers over there are trying to do. Now, I don't recall seeing them launch torpedoes, but I might have just missed it, but I'm not going to take the chance, because two destroyers, one of them's an American destroyer, the Kid. That thing can launch a lot of torpedoes if it doesn't have the AA module. I think you can launch 10 torpedoes without it, and I think if you have the AA module you can only launch 5. But nonetheless, that's still a lot of torpedoes. This ship I thought would slow down when it deployed its smoke, but it kept going, so I only got a couple hits into him. And then the Kid starts firing at me, so I'll turn my gun toward him and try to deal with him. Underestimated his speed a little bit, but it's a new destroyer. I have to get used to shooting these things. And let me tell you, shooting destroyers is what the Fiji does well. Already lost half my health, but that's what the damage repair module is for. I deploy my sonar so I can see any torpedoes at the Ognivoy launches, but he launched his torpedoes from where he thought I was going, and I went the other way. So I'm fine in that department. The Kid starts shooting AP at me, which is highly effective against this thing. If you ever see the Fiji broadside against you. I don't care what millimeter your guns are. You should switch to AP. Anyway, my Hydro picks him up at a range of 4.2, and I delete him. That guy, when I come to see the post-battle results, he actually has a rank 1 in ranked battles, which is pretty good, because I never actually played ranked battles. Ognivoy shooting AP at me, because that's highly effective, but I'm angled, so anything that hits wouldn't really be damaging. But yes, I'm at low health, but he's still a destroyer. And even though this is a squishy ship, that destroyer is more squishy because it's a destroyer after all. There's really no destroyer that's tough. Maybe the Akizuki's pretty tough for having 23,000 health destroyer. Anyway, speaking of Akizuki, I have a replay of one I'm gonna show you guys. I had a fun time in it. Anyway, there's that other British ship over there in the Alpha Cap that's should be getting killed by that French cruiser over there, but somehow, in some way, this guy, spoiler alert, manages to screw it up. So now that ship has torpedoes. He turned towards him, exposing the broadside of his ship against our friendly to probably launch those torpedoes. Now, yes, you should point your nose towards something that's going to launch torpedoes at a range that you can't dodge, but you shouldn't do that with a British cruiser, because British cruisers can launch torpedoes in single file down the same line, which that guy right there has found out the hard way. He took every one of those torpedoes right on the nose, and when he just was about to die from flooding, that ship finished him off. Yeah, don't charge nose on a British cruiser, because the British cruisers can launch torpedoes single file. So they can launch every single one of the torpedoes right in your nose. So that's what happened there. That guy just managed to screw it up, royally screw it up. But hey, it's a random battle. But I know this guy's tricks. I've seen it before, so to speak. I mean, after all, I've had that ship. It's a very good ship, but the gun layout is just very, it just doesn't work. But this guy, he should have charged me bow on, but he wants to get his torpedoes off because he's really greedy like that, and I citadel him. Now, that ship has a raised citadel. Once you get to the Fiji, it gets a little tankier just because of the fact the citadel's below the waterline. That guy's citadel, not so much. And I know he launched torpedoes because he did before. Why else would he turn like that? Sure enough, there's the torpedoes, and I duck behind the island just so I can dodge them. And, well, I wouldn't really call this dodging him. I would just call it, like, knowing that he launched torpedoes and dodging them, or avoiding them, because what else would he have been doing to turn like that? I mean, probably figured, okay, I'm gonna die, might as well torp. But if he was really wanting to do that, he should just ram me or something, because after all, he was really low health. But he was a British cruiser. He had to heal. He could probably have just, you know, went away and healed. But I don't care. That guy made a mistake. I showed him his mistake. And I'm just going to cap Alpha, not really going to fire my guns. And that destroyer over there is spawning at Queen Elizabeth, so I'll just take a couple pot shots at him real quick. I thought he was slowing down, but it appears that he didn't, so these shots are going to miss. But my next two salvos should hit. Because after all, it's not really the most maneuverable ship ever. But pretty decent speed if I remember correctly, but not a really good overall maneuverability. But that destroyer spawning it, I guess either deployed a smoke screen, got out of sight of the Cyclone spawning range, or just got behind an island. But yeah, speaking of Cyclone's hitting. And every single time that there's a Cyclone and I'm in this ship, it's so fun. It is so fun. The Fiji love Cyclones, I'm telling you. But I take a couple pot shots at destroyer, just because there's really nothing to lose. Maybe get a lucky hit, maybe not. And I didn't get a hit. No big deal. Not the end of the world. So my team was doing pretty well. We lost some ships. Enemy team caught up a little bit, but we're now even in caps. There's no danger of them out-capping us. Now it's just either cap or kill. And I think there's a destroyer over on the other side of the map. They really should be capping Charlie, but it's not super critical at this time. They should definitely try to cap Charlie, but I'm not their boss. But I get spotted by that Queen Elizabeth who was sailing in a straight line to cap Alpha. There's not really anything I could have done about that, so I just kind of didn't fire and sailed away. So I want to help this New Mexico right now because he's getting focused down by a cruiser. I don't know what the cruiser is, but he's getting focused down by it. But I'll know in a second what this cruiser is. I think it's the Atlanta. I'll help him out with this Atlanta because those things can be pretty ferocious against the New Mexico. The Mexico has enough armor to protect against citadels, but it eats pretty good penetrations from the high explosive. And sure enough, it's the Atlanta. The Fiji's pretty ferocious against the Atlanta. That thing has just enough armor to activate fuses and eat full penetrations to citadels. I'm really surprised I don't get a citadel, because that thing is essentially a floating citadel. Not so much as a physical core, but it's still a floating citadel. But he eats a bunch of full penetrations from me, and finally succumbs to fire. And that is my my fourth kill? I can't really see in this tiny screen. On this preview window. But yes, that is my fourth kill. On this Fiji of this match. Didn't do a lot of damage yet, but I promise I will make that up. And I let this guy know over here that I'm right behind him, and that I'll support him just so he knows. So he's maybe a little more confidence to go a little more aggressively, because that's what wow, forgot how to speak there for a moment. I apologize. But that's what the New Mexico does well. New Mexico, she's a good brawler. Maybe not super close in brawler, but like 10 kilometers at least, horrendously devastating. Just gotta watch it. But that guy appears to be almost running into an island, so since he's spotting, I get within range, pop my smoke, and just hold down left mouse button, keep making sure to aim just above the water lines, just above his armor belt, so I can get those sweet, sweet penetrations. And you can just see, I'm only able to fire 6 of my guns at a time, just because I have my loading and staggered, and you can see I did 3,000 every time, but now here's a full salvo from all 12 of my guns at the same time. You can just really see how much damage I can do. Look at that, 4,000 right there. Next salvo, let's see what we do there. Bam. We got 5,000 damage and destroyed a couple secondaries. Now, this New Mexico really should have gone nose into this guy, but I don't know why he didn't. He was almost at full health. But another salvo, bam. Okay, and he's gonna eat my torpedoes. Not gonna eat 3, maybe 2. Yeah, there we go. So Kraken unleashed right there. Went from 45,000 to 99.5 thousand. So that guy definitely let me just kind of farm him for damage. A little bit of an angle, and these shells would have bounced, and I would have had to shoot nothing but superstructure. So there's a Cleveland over here, really eager to finish off the New Mexico, and he does. I was looking at the New Mexico. I guess he just kind of gave himself to the enemy with open arms. But this Cleveland right here, no citadels, but it's enough to kill him. So now there's only 2 ships left. A Japanese battleship. I forgot which one. Is it a Amagi? No, this is a tier 7 match. So anyway, I deploy my press Y to deploy my sonar or hydroacoustic search, so I can spot him around the corner. And sure enough, there he is. 8-kilometer range torpedoes. Can fire them single file, so I'm gonna fire him single fire, because he doesn't appear to be moving, like turning left or right or slowing down. So I keep him spotted. He deploys a spotter plane to spot me and most likely torpedoes, but he's at such a range where it doesn't really matter. I start turning to see if I can get my second one off, but then I just decide to pump a few shots into him, and it's actually my guns that kill him. And there's a Confederate medal. So that's I got the high caliber. I forgot when I got that, but I got so far I got Confederate, high caliber, and Kraken. That's 135.4 damage. 135.4 thousand damage, which is nice. Now here's the Fiji's crappy AA. So I'm focusing on a single torpedo squadron. Single torpedo squadron. This whole time. One plane shot down. Still focusing on a single squadron. Another plane shot down, and that's going to be all the planes that get shot down. And I was going to turn left here, but there's the wreck of that ship, so I would have got caught and stuck there. So he manages to get the torpedo on target, and then he manages to hit me, just because I couldn't really do much. The Fiji speeds up fast, but it doesn't really have a remarkable deceleration speed. So that's going to be the match for today. And now here's the victory screen. Almost 500,000 credits, 12.8 thousand experience, of course with flags. Confederate Kraken, high caliber, 135.4 thousand damage done. With the team, we got 2.8 thousand experience, base XP, 7 kills. Of course, no plane shot down because our AA is crap. Enemy carry did really well. Next screen, we got detailed. We did 57,000 damage to that Queen Elizabeth with our guns and our torpedoes. As you can see, those main battery guns doing 91,000 damage alone. Now, I call that some really good guns. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and of course, I'll be back.